When we imagine Vikings, we often picture fierce warriors, towering longships, and epic battles across stormy seas. Behind the helmets and axes, Viking life centered on survival and a deep connection to nature, with food at its core. The Viking diet wasn't just about nourishment, it was about endurance, seasonal rhythm, and community. By looking closely at what Vikings actually ate, we uncover a fascinating story of adaptation and surprisingly balanced nutrition. So, what exactly is the Viking diet? Let's find out, right here on History of Simple Things. The Viking Age, which lasted roughly from 793 to 1066 AD, stretched across Scandinavia, including present-day Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. These regions faced harsh winters, short growing seasons, and rugged landscapes, forcing people to develop creative strategies to feed themselves year-round. Unlike modern diets, Vikings ate out of necessity, using every ingredient. At the heart of the Viking diet were grains. Barley, rye, and oats formed the foundation of everyday meals. These grains were hardy, capable of growing in cold northern climates and easy to store. Barley in particular was used to make bread, porridge, and beer. Viking bread was usually dense and flat, baked on hot stones or iron griddles. Thick porridge was a daily staple, providing long-lasting energy for work and travel. Vegetables were essential in the Viking diet, including cultivated cabbage, onions, leeks, turnips, peas, beans, and hardy root vegetables that could be stored through winter, along with wild plants that also offered medicinal benefits. Fruit was less common but included berries, apples, pears, and preserved dried fruits. Honey, used sparingly, sweetened foods and drinks, and symbolized wealth and celebration. Viking protein came from both land and sea, with coastal communities relying on preserved fish like cod, herring, and stockfish, while inland communities raised livestock and hunted wild game. Meat was typically reserved for feasts, with everyday meals focused on grains, vegetables, and dairy. Vikings practiced a nose-to-tail approach, using every part of the animal to maximize nutrition and minimize waste. Dairy products were another cornerstone of Viking nutrition. Milk from cows, goats, and sheep was turned into cheese, butter, and skyr, a thick fermented dairy product similar to modern Icelandic yogurt. Skyr was high in protein and probiotics, supporting digestion and overall health. Butter and cheese provided calorie-dense, long-lasting nourishment for harsh winters and hard work. Without refrigeration, Vikings preserved food through drying, smoking, fermenting, salting, and pickling, which kept fish, meat, and vegetables safe while enhancing nutrition. Sauerkraut-like cabbage, fermented fish, and sour milk became winter staples, ensuring a steady food supply year-round. Drinks, ranging from barley beer and mead to milk, whey, and herbal teas, provided hydration, nutrition, and cultural significance. Feasting held deep cultural meaning in Viking society. Large communal meals celebrated victories, marriages, seasonal festivals, and religious rituals. These gatherings reinforced social bonds, demonstrated wealth and generosity, and strengthened loyalty among warriors and families. Archaeological evidence reveals massive feasting halls capable of hosting hundreds of guests. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Viking diet is its remarkable nutritional balance. Despite lacking modern science, Vikings naturally consumed a diet high in whole foods, fiber, lean proteins, healthy fats, and fermented products. Their meals were free of refined sugar, artificial additives, and ultra-processed ingredients. This likely boosted immunity, endurance, and resilience, helping Vikings become formidable warriors and explorers. Modern research shows the Viking diet, rich in whole grains, fish, root vegetables, berries, and fermented foods, resembles the health-promoting Nordic diet and was highly nutritious. Beyond physical health, it reflected a deep connection to nature, with seasonal availability shaping careful planning and resource use. Contrary to myth, Vikings ate simple, modest meals, with porridge for breakfast and vegetable and grain-based stews with small amounts of meat or fish for dinner. These meals stretched ingredients while providing lasting energy and nutrition. Food also drove trade and exploration, with Vikings exchanging salt, grains, dried fish, spices, and exotic goods, making it both a survival tool and a status symbol. What makes the Viking diet especially relevant now is its emphasis on sustainability. Their reliance on local ingredients, seasonal eating, minimal processing, and waste reduction aligns closely with modern environmental and health movements. In an era of climate change and industrial food systems, the Viking approach offers valuable lessons in resilience, simplicity, and respect for nature. Today, Viking-inspired meals are returning to Nordic kitchens, emphasizing traditional grains, herbs, fermented foods, and root vegetables, not for nostalgia, but to reclaim centuries of food wisdom. The greatest lesson is balance. Vikings ate simply and intentionally, honoring food, seasons, and resources. Their meals nourish both body and community, reflecting a deep connection to culture and nature. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.